This is the first mandolin that I made. It's got a different kind of headstock on it where these machine heads go. Okay. Also, it's called the Teardrop. It's the first one I made, and it's got November 2009 in it. This is just what it sounds like. The fronts I've bought from a luthier, which is kind of like proper, like you have a book open with the wood. The rest of it's just a Georgian tabletop leaves that I chopped up that someone sold me quite cheap. This is just a quick blast. This one's called the Birdhouse, and this says on here December, January 2010. It's the same thing. I've used the lovely old Georgian really old wood, parted it like you do on the front, so it's not going to move because it's really seasoned. Once it's 200 years old, it's not going to move now, is it? Right, this is a quick blast of what this one sounds like. This one's called the Dinghy. This one's got January 2010 on it. Model number 5. I didn't realise, so I'm not sure I've got them in the right order really. And this is just a quick blast of this one because they've all got a different sound. This one also says January 2010. This one's called the Doghouse. It's the same again, but it looks like the back of that I've put it on in one piece. Right, this is what this one sounds like. Now this one's called the Coffin. This is the 6th one I made. Okay, the back of this one, I've done it a bit like a Stratocaster. I've put the strings through the back, but this is a sealed compartment. So before I put the back on, I've curved this round inside like this, so it's not all mandolin. This is an airspace pocket, a bit like the Titanic. And what you can do on some of these as well, you can round them off for the sound to resonate. Okay, so just because you think the shape of that is that, it's not that inside. Okay, and the back's the same again, a lump of the Georgian tabletop. Okay, this one sounds like this. Right, this is a crafter mandolin that I've been using for gigging because it's got a pickup in it rather than my own. And I've had this since before I made my own. I've had this for years. This is like a miniature copy of an Ovation guitar really. But I've put this on here so that you compare the sound anyway of the other ones. Right, this one sounds like this. There are no over-the-top golden rules when you're making these things. If you fancy like a shape like that, inside you can curve. Before you put the back on it, you can curve this round inside and round wherever you want. So really, just because it looks like that, it might not be like that inside. Okay? So there are no golden rules. You can do what you like or whatever. I've put thick ebony fingerboards on and no truss rods, because years ago they didn't have truss rods, and you can see loads of old mandolins that have not warped and distorted, and none of these have moved a fraction since I've made them. So I can't really argue with that kind of thing anyway. So right, that's basically it really. There's different ways of doing this. I mean, I like these little tail pieces, this kind of style on a bridge, or if you want to do a fixed bridge, but then you're limited. And also, because I can't stand all these nut things playing you around and having to file them, it's much better if you're making a fingerboard to put a 0 fret slightly sticking up above the rest. Then there's no trouble whatsoever. If you're changing the thickness of your strings, whatever, you've not got to worry about all this lark in here. This is just basic simple advice if you're going to make an instrument, you know, to give you a bit of a start really. That's about it really. As I say, if you use thick ebony like what's on there, you're not going to have much trouble with the neck moving on that short distance without putting a truss rod in. You know, I've had no trouble with any of them. And as you say, this is January 2010 and might not have been played for ages, and I'll pick it up and it's slightly only a fraction out of tune after what, 3 years?